Costco, a dream come true for some, a nightmare for others. Investor sinks $26 million in Wildwood's build-to-rent complex. A couple in the Villages is locked in battle with the insurance company over hurricane damage. A new 4-story hotel opens in Wildwood's fast-growing district near 466A. New Portillo's restaurant in the Villages is promised to be unlike any other in its chain. A driver is killed when a tree falls on his car in the Villages. Officials are suspicious of a developer's motive for turning over the enforcement to local authorities. Traffic has become the #1 complaint in the Villages. There are a few homes that are in trouble with their districts. I've got the story. Suspect was nabbed at Sawgrass after rifling through golf carts. How many holes one's golf will get this week? Letters to the editor. This and more coming up. Let's have some more news. Thanks for joining us again this week. I'll say it real quick. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It helps the channel a lot. And if you consider joining my channel as a member and supporting this channel, I recommend to go to Patreon. More on that at the very end of the news. Let's get on with some news. Many villagers are eagerly anticipating the opening next month of a long-awaited Costco. For years, residents have hoped and prayed and petitioned for the arrival of the wholesaler. The day will finally arrive on October 6th at Buffalo Ridge Plaza. Meanwhile, other villagers are dreading the traffic that will spill over onto their streets and disrupt their daily lives. Costco is a dream come true for many villagers, but a nightmare for others, acknowledged Community Development District 5 Board of Supervisors Chairman Gary Cadell. While the Community Development District 3 Board of Supervisors and the Sumter County Commission have fielded the greatest number of complaints about the impending Costco traffic, CDD5, which includes Ashley, Belvedere, Bonnybrook, Liberty Park, Lynn Haven, Poinciana, Sunset Point, and Winifred, is also hearing from its residents. Edward Martin has lived in the Villages of Bonnybrook for 21 years. He appeared before the CDD5 board this past week and said more traffic control devices, including speed limit signs and stop signs on Belvedere Boulevard. He said Belvedere Boulevard will be picking up a great deal of traffic with villagers looking for an inside path to get to and from Costco. His street connects to Belvedere Boulevard and is not far from the Village of Bonnybrook entrance gate. When they come out of that gate, they come out like it's a horse race. Somebody's going to get killed or seriously hurt, Martin warned. Supervisor Mark Schweikert agreed with Martin's assessment, but said he believes Costco will have a much broader impact. Belvedere is going to be part of the problem, but Costco is going to bring more traffic problems. All of the County Road 466 will be impacted, Schweikert said. You win, you lose. You can't win around here. Everybody wanted this Costco. Now they're complaining about it. Make up your mind. Officials in the Villages are growing increasingly suspicious about the developer's motive for wanting to hand off enforcement of age restriction rules to the Community Development District. One by one, Community Development District's officials have been mulling over this opportunity offered by the developer. Last week, a conversation began with CDDs 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, and 13. This week, the offer has been rolled out to the remaining CDD boards. The CDD boards would gain new power to investigate and enforce the rules which forbid anyone under the age of 19 from residing in the Villages for more than 30 days and requiring that at least one member of the household be 55 years old. That needs to be updated because this is not correct. The Villages, they say a 19-year-old from residing in the Villages for more than 30 days. There should be more to that. It's 30 days per calendar year. It's already stirring plenty of discussion in
Florida's friendliest hometown.
CDD5 Board Chairman Gary Cadell joked that taking on the opportunity would probably make officials very unpopular. Well, I don't think that you become an official for a popularity vote. You become an official to do what's correct or to correct what needs to be done. It's like the opportunity to get the Black Plague. Thank you very much, Cadell joked. All kidding aside, he and other CDD supervisors said they realize that residents want the age restriction rules enforced, particularly the ones forbidding children from taking up permanent residence in
Florida's friendliest hometown.
My personal opinion is it is worth learning more about, Cadell said, but I am not thrilled with being the bad guy. Fellow CDD5 supervisor Mark Schweikert agreed that taking on the responsibility is something that should be considered. I would like to see us investigate this and see what we can do. People come here expecting an age-restricted community, said Schweikert, who previously served as a director of the Ohio Judicial Conference. CDD supervisors are suspicious as to why the developer wants to delegate the responsibility to them. They predict that the responsibility will come with a sizable price tag to be funded by residents. Many of the villages agreed that the developer has not lived up to his responsibility with regard to the deed restriction prohibiting children in the home. In CDD 8, Supervisor Larry McMurray said he was apprehensive about taking on responsibility. My first reaction is I don't want to go there, Murray said. However, he was outnumbered by those who wanted to move ahead with investigating the idea. We need to hear from District 8 residents to see what they think and to see what their issues are, said Supervisor Dwayne Johnson. The CDD 6 board decided on Friday that it is not interested in moving forward with the idea. What do you think? Do you think handing off the age enforcement regulations to our local supervisors is a wise idea? Do you think the residents will have to pay more for that? Interesting. Leave it in the comments below. And here's a little bit more on that story. Villagers are deeply divided on the possibility that their community development district could take over enforcement of age restriction violations here in
Florida's friendliest hometown.
Over the past 2 weeks, CDD boards have heard a pitch on possibility of taking over 2 age restriction requirements, one preventing anyone under the age of 19 from living in the villages, and the other for ensuring that at least one member of the household is 55 years old or older. Thus far, the majority of CDD boards are open to hearing the presentations on matter in the near future. Only the CDD 6 Board of Supervisors formally declined to move further. Without question, residents feel the enforcement of age restriction requirements currently under the exclusive authority of the developer is lacking. They want to see action. Villager Robin Wyatt said grandparents may be forced into a situation where they have to parent their grandchildren, but the neighbors shouldn't be the ones paying for the price. I feel the age restrictions in the villages should be strictly enforced. If parents put their children off on the grandparents to live with the grandparents, then the grandparents should have to sell their house and buy a house in Middleton where they can have kids. Wyatt said, I moved to the villages because it was 55 and over. I did not move here to have kids running up and down the streets. Villager Patricia Shaw believes strongly that the CDDs should take their reins and get something done. I moved here because of this, Shaw said. However, many villagers have contacted villagesnews.com and expressed that the CDDs would be opening up a costly Pandora's box if they take on the enforcement of age-related restrictions. The developer has done a lousy job enforcing the covenant, said Robert Bassey of the village of Piedmont. He predicts taking over the enforcement would be a money pit for the CDDs. Reject this at all costs, he advised. And other wonders if priorities of the villages will cooperate in rooting out potential buyers who may not meet the age requirements. The real question is, will the village's cooperation ensure these rules are disclosed and enforced when selling homes, especially when buyers may not meet the criteria? Unless that's addressed, don't waste our money, Nichols said. Well, I want to hear from you on this topic. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you think. And by the way, the little comment they made on there said move down to Middleton because that's where children are allowed. That's not the only place where children is allowed. I can't tell you all of them right now. I haven't got them in front of me, but I know that there's like 4 family areas in the villages. They use the excuse back in the day, just like they are now, that they have to have these family parks to get people to move here that they need to work here, like doctors and lawyers and things like that, bookkeepers and just stuff. And they have children. If I don't have a place for children to stay, I can't get the people to come down here to work here. Sounds good, doesn't it? 20 years later, we still have the same problem. The places where the children neighborhoods are at, there's child molesters living in there, sexual predators living in there, and the people that used to live there, that work there, where are they at? Most of them aren't even here. It's a problem that continues on. So good luck on these people to argue this point. JLL Capital Markets announced that it has arranged a $26 million construction takeout bridge loan for Magnolia at Powell, a newly constructed 132-unit build-to-rent community in Wildwood. JLL worked on behalf of the borrower, Agador Spartacus Development, in securing the 3-year floating rate loan through the domestic investment management firm located at 5180 Northeast 71st Avenue. Magnolia at Powell is strategically positioned adjacent to the villages. They're all strategically located. Completed in January, Magnolia at Powell features 1, 2, and 3 bedroom homes averaging 1,162 square feet with high-end finishes including quartz countertops, stainless steel appliances, wood-style flooring throughout. Community amenities include a resort-style pool, fitness center, pickleball courts, and dog park. At closing, the property achieved 40% occupancy with stabilization anticipated in 2026. Those associated with the property say it is well positioned to benefit from its proximity and significant healthcare employers and the village's 4 planned expansions: Eastport Town Center, Southward Expansion, Middleton Village, and Wellness Village. JLL Capital Markets Debt Advisory Team was led by Managing Director Max LaCava, Senior Managing Director Melissa Quinn, Vice President Rob Rothog, and Analyst Jade Starkey. We are thrilled to have delivered a creative capital solution to position Magnolia at Powell for success, said LaCava. This tactical bridge loan achieved sponsors' objectives of retiring an existing construction loan, reducing rate of interest, and building a robust capital reserve to allow the asset ample runway to reach stabilization. JLL Capital Markets is a full-service global provider of capital solutions for real estate investors and occupiers. The firm's in-depth local market and global investor knowledge delivers the best-in-class solutions for clients. Sounded like a well-rounded commercial. A man driving a Lexus was killed when an oak tree collapsed onto his vehicle as he was driving in the villages. This is kind of old news. I got notified of it the day that it happened, but I couldn't do anything about it. I had some work to do. I wasn't here. I was out. So I am reporting it because it deserves to be reported, especially for those of you that watch me and you get your news here. The man was driving a late model Lexus automobile southbound on Marsh Bend near McNeil Drive at about 10:10 a.m. Thursday when a large oak tree fell and crushed the vehicle. The Lexus was in a 45-mile-per-hour section of Marsh Bend Trail at the time of the accident. And you can see back here, you can see the car. Devastating accident. The village's public safety department and EMS arrived on the scene shortly after the tree fell. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. Wildwood police officers closed both lanes of Marsh Bend Trail. Chainsaws were used to remove some of the tree branches, but the victim's body could not be removed until the large bulldozer arrived to lift the massive tree from the vehicle. The man's body was removed from the crushed car and placed in the medical examiner's van at 1:15 p.m. Police indicated that the fatality was due to a naturally falling tree. A constant stream of golf carts and bicycles traveled by the accident scene during the investigation. Sad. Things happen. You can't blame this on nobody but Mother Nature. But it's still sad. If I was to ask you what the number one complaint was around here in the villages by its residents, what would you say? 2 guesses, and the first one does not count. Sumter County Sheriff's Office is stepping up traffic enforcement as traffic has become the number one complaint in the villages. District Commander for the villages, Captain Robert Seimer, briefed Community Development District boards this past week on efforts to step up traffic enforcement. It's the number one issue we hear about, Seimer said. As part of the effort to step up enforcement, the Sheriff's Office has been using deputies who wanted overtime hours to patrol in problem areas. As Sheriff Pat Breeden has taken the reins, he has seen a need to increase the number of deputies on the road. The sheriff is planning to get more deputies out on patrol on a more permanent basis. In the effort to crack down on speeding, a deputy recently snared a speeding golf cart traveling at 35 miles per hour. In that case, the golf cart driver was issued a criminal citation, not just an ordinary speeding ticket. I warned you about that. Golf carts are supposed to travel no more than 20 miles per hour. It's pretty serious, Seimer said. When you get a criminal citation, you have to go in front of the judge. Mandatory. Because just in case you don't know, in order to travel over 20 miles per hour, you have to be street legal. Any golf cart can be made street legal. There's not really a special golf cart to be street legal. There are some that come that way, but you can have your normal golf cart designated street legal and you can tune it up to run faster. But if you do that, here's the thing. It has to meet all standards just like your car. What I mean by that is, it must be plated, must be insured, must have seat belts, must have windshield wipers. All the stuff that you need on a car, you have to have in your golf cart to be street legal. I'm not sure it's worth it. But if you don't have all that and get caught speeding and you're not street legal, here's the ticket. No seat belts, no registration, no license plate, no insurance. That's how it goes. And you're going to go to court for every one of them. And here's how it's going to go if it's a first-time offense. I've heard many of these cases. Judge is going to give you a little bit of an ass chewing, but he's going to tell you, take it to a garage that's certified. Here, that would probably be the easiest one, be the village's golf cart garage, and have everything turned back down to 20 miles an hour, all this and that. They're going to sign an affidavit. You're going to take that back to court, I think the second time, and in front of the judge and give it to him. Once you do that, he may waive the ticket the first time because it doesn't cost you $300 or $400 to get all this done. And then he'll let you go, but don't get caught the second time. It's just a big pain. Okay, we got several homes that are in violation. I'm going to do all of them right here in a row, get through them really quick. A couple in villages has been given 7 days to cut the grass at their home. The home of Thomas and Rosemary Mundell at 322 Atlanta Drive in the village of Caroline was the subject of deed compliance hearing Friday before the Community Development District 6 Board of Supervisors at Seabreeze Recreation Center. On March 26, a complaint was received by community standards about overgrown grass, weeds, and dead brush. During an inspection on Thursday, it was determined that although the brushes were no longer out of compliance, the property remained out of compliance from the overgrown grass and weeds. The board agreed to give the Mundells, who have lived in the same home since 2006, 7 days to mow the grass and remove the weeds to bring the property into compliance. If they fail to do so, the district will maintain the lawn at a cost to the homeowner of $250 per occurrence. Good Lord, dude. It costs like $40 a month to get your yard mowed, blowed, and edged. The sons of a deceased villagers are trying to clean up the property they have inherited. The home at 299 Leesville Street in the village of Caroline was the subject of a deed compliance hearing Friday before the Community Development District 6 Board of Supervisors at Seabreeze Recreation Center. A complaint was received April 14th by community standards about weeds, dead grass, and mold on the home. The violations about weeds and dead grass were verified, but it turned out the reported mold was actually a discoloration of the siding on the home, according to a testimony presented at the public hearing. Melvin Graven and his wife purchased a home in 2006 for $165,500. He died in 2024. Community Standards indicated she is also deceased. Community Standards was able to reach one of the couple's sons, who indicated that he and his brother are trying to bring the property into compliance, but noted it is complicated because they live out of state. Brothers, if you're watching this, call me. Email me. I'll give you my phone number so you can call me and I can give you some numbers and some names for just a few $100s. I mean, maybe, I don't know how big your yard is, but just to give you an idea. I get my yard mowed, edged, and blown every week for $40 a month. Now, it all goes by how many square footage is on your yard. You guys have seen my pictures of my yard, so that's what it cost me. So, and if you need bushes trimmed, I got a guy's number for you that he'll go out there and he'll look at it and then he'll let you know what he'll charge you to clean it up. Need the weeds taken out, he'll spray. He doesn't pull them, I don't think, but he sprays for all the weeds, kills them out. So I'll help you out the best that I can. I can give you names and numbers of people to call that I know are reliable. The board granted him 7 days for the removal of the weeds and 30 days for the lawn to be reseeded and resodded. If the property is not brought into compliance by the deadlines, fines will be imposed. I can't help you on the reseeding or the resodding. I don't know if my guys does that or not because that's going to be pricey. The things that I did tell you about cleaning the yard up, though, that'll probably suffice most of your neighbors that won't complain anymore. But as far as the weeds go, you're going to have to get a hold of a lawn expert on that. And I don't want to tell you who I use, because there'll be 100 people out there in a description box that'll tell you I'm wrong. So you'll just have to call. There's hundreds of them around here. You'll find one. The overseas owner of a villa in the Villages has been put on notice about upkeep of the property. The home at 615 Vagabond Street in the Callahan Villas in the village of Osceola Hills was the subject of a deed compliance hearing Thursday afternoon before the Community Development District 10 Board of Supervisors at Seabreeze Recreation Center. A complaint was received this past November about overgrown grass and weeds. It took until February before the property was back into compliance. On June 12th, another complaint was received about overgrown grass and weeds. The property has been brought back into compliance. A representative of Community Standards testified at the hearing that the owners, Aaron and Roberta Scalise, are living in Germany. The couple admitted to Community Standards that their landscaper had not been doing a proper job. The couple has since hired a new landscaper as well as a property management company to ensure the property is being properly maintained. Even with the promise from the owner, the board agreed to label the property a reoccurring violation. If another violation occurs within the next 12 months, the couple may face $500 daily fines. The homeowner in the Villages has been given 30 days to get his backyard up to snuff. The home of John Corby at 1114 Magrath Way in the village of Sable Chase was the subject of a deed compliance hearing Friday before the Community Development District 6 Board of Supervisors at Seabreeze Recreation Center. A complaint was received April 2 by Community Standards regarding overgrown grass and weeds in the rear of the property and dead missing grass in the front of the yard. The dead missing grass was verified as a violation, but the grass was not overgrown in the back and the weeds were, in fact, plants. The homeowner informed Community Standards on June 20th that Massey Services was going to plug the areas of the lawn that is needed, but did not provide Community Standards with an exact date of when that would take place according to the testimony presented at the hearing. During the inspection of the property on Thursday, it was determined that the property remains out of compliance. Corby was given 30 days to reseed or resod the areas of dead or missing grass. If he fails to do so, he could face $50 daily fines until the property is brought back into compliance. I'm sitting here thinking real quick as I'm reading that, how they found out in the backyard. They can't trespass, and if they can't see it from the street, I wasn't there. I don't know. But I just know they can't trespass. They can't walk in your backyard and just look around. Villagers are upset that a home ravaged by a fire that claimed a woman's life is attracting rats and buzzards to their neighborhood. They showed up Friday morning to share their concerns with the Community Development District 5 Board of Supervisors in a meeting at Seabreeze Recreation Center. Man, if I ever get pulled in, I hope I don't go to Seabreeze. Bridget Brown Fleetwood died as a result of a house fire, which broke out December 23rd at 2328 Due West Drive in the village of Lynn Haven. The village's public safety department quickly rescued Fleetwood from the burning home, but she had been critically injured and was transported to a local hospital where she died. Fleetwood had been the romantic partner of Lloyd Rolig, who lived in the home with her. His sister, Robin Shang, is co-owner of the home with another woman. The sister lives in Michigan, and Rolick has obtained her power of attorney with regard to the home in the Villages. Very little has been done to secure the home. Last month, the CDD5 board gave Rolick until December 16th to have the home rebuilt. Rolick did not attend Friday's meeting. It was noted that Sumter County has opened a code enforcement case in connection with the fire-damaged home. Neighbor Art Snyder shared his frustration with the board. He's not going to do anything until someone pushes him, Snyder said. It's a mess. There are buzzards all around. He said the home is also attracting rats. CDD5 board chairman Gary Cadell told Snyder that a step-by-step process must be followed with the case, but vowed to keep up the pressure until the home is rebuilt and brought back into compliance. A couple in the Villages has been locked in battle with their insurance company over damage to their roof. Michelle and Laura and Kraus were called to a public hearing Thursday afternoon before a Community District Development Board 10 of supervisors regarding their home at 4120 Victory Drive in the village of Osceola Hills. Their home was damaged this past October by Hurricane Milton. A tarp remains on their roof as they are locked in battle with their insurance company, Progressive Insurance. A representative for the couple testified at the hearing that Progressive Insurance tried to get the couple to settle for a very low number. The couple has consulted roofers and have been told the roof needs to be replaced. The case has been referred to mediation, but no mediation date has been scheduled. The couple who purchased the home in 2017 for $349,100 are the home's original owner. They asked the board to give them an extension until the end of August. The complaint against them was about the tarp on their roof, even though the tarp is colored in such a way as to blend in with the roof. Michelle Krause indicated that there are still plenty of tarps on the roof in CDD 10 and said he felt he had been singled out. Why me, he asked. I can tell you why, but you're not going to listen. The board agreed to give the couple 45 days to bring their roof into compliance. Here's why. You hear this all the time going, I'm being singled out. You kind of are, but you're not. The Villages has always been, and probably always will be, what they call a complaint-based community. That means you can break all the rules you want until there's one complaint. Somebody that complains about whatever it is that they want to complain. In this case, it's tarps. They complain. Somebody drove by. They may not even live in your neighborhood. Just somebody else in the village just saw that tarp and they phoned it in. That's it. Once that complaint's made, they have to investigate that complaint. They don't cruise to your whole neighborhood to see who else might have that same problem. They are there to investigate the one and only complaint, and that's you. That's why it's you. A new 4-story hotel has opened near the intersection of County Road 466A and County Road 462 in Wildwood. The Extended Stay America Select Suites Wildwood, The Villages, is a 4-story, 124-room property developed by Southern Hospitality and is the first to feature the company's Select Suites new construction prototype. Orlando-based Southern Hospitality, led by President Nikesh Shah, broke ground on the property in 2024. We're excited to bring the Extended Stay America Select Suite concept to Wildwood and the Villages, said Shaw. With our commitment to quality and service, we are thrilled to offer a comfortable and convenient home away from home for both long-term guests and those visiting the area for business or leisure. The hotel includes apartment-style suites and fitness center, totaling more than 50,000 square feet on 1.75 acres, ESA said in a statement. The hotel is located by a new Wawa and also near the Beaumont and Trailwinds Village developments. Yeah, I've showed you that new Wawa that they're building. It's almost done. It ain't open yet, I don't think, but it's almost done. It's across the street from the new Panda restaurant up there on the corner. As I go over to the RV, I show you all the time where that new Wawa is being built. It's almost done, very close to it, but that's where it's going to be. A villager living on a golf course is upset about early morning noise and intrusive irrigation. Robert Fulham, who lives at 1842 Yankee Clipper Run in the village of St. James, complained about a situation in a meeting Friday before Community Development District 8 Board of Supervisors at Seabreeze Recreation Center. Fulham has lived for 11 years at hole number 9 at the Yankee Clipper Executive Golf Course. About a year ago, a new maintenance company was brought in to care for the Yankee Clipper course. Fulham said the new crew began mowing near his home at about 5:30 a.m. on a regular basis. He pointed out that Sumter County had a noise ordinance that would prohibit loud work-related noise prior to 6 a.m. Frustrated and fed up, he finally went over in the morning hours to confront the landscaping crew. As a result, the crew supervisor showed up at his doorstep. Only one can guess what was actually said. He threatened to have me arrested for trespassing if I came back, Fulham said. As a result, the manager, Fulham, and a representative of the village's district government met to try to bring some peace to the situation. Fulham said the manager grudgingly apologized. However, Fulham soon discovered that the golf course's irrigation heads were adjusted. He said the sprinklers were maliciously directed to target his home. It's watering my lanai, Fulham fumed when he took his concern to the board. He claimed the unwanted water attack is retaliation for his complaints about noise and forcing the landscaper company manager to apologize for his previous behavior. While the matter is under the purview of the CDD8 board, district officials indicated she would look into the allegation. A drunk driver suspect was arrested at the town square at Brownwood in the Villages. Edinson Amelines Quintero, 32 of Wildwood, was driving a black Honda at about 9 p.m. Friday in a reckless manner and almost collided with oncoming traffic, according to the Rush Department Sumter County Sheriff's Office. The vehicle parked near the Brownwood Town Square. When a deputy approached the vehicle, he noticed empty boxes of Michelob Ultra in the back seat and detected the strong smell of an alcoholic beverage coming from a Milanese Cointreau because a Milanese Cointreau could only speak Spanish. A Spanish-speaking deputy was called to the scene to provide interpretation. Through the interpreter, a Milanese Cointreau admitted he had consumed a couple of beers. I'm going to put his name in the picture because I know I'm messing it up. He struggled through field sobriety exercises and provided breath samples that registered .105 and .089 blood alcohol content. He was arrested on a charge of driving under the influence. He was booked at the Sumter County Detention Center and released after posting a $1,000 bond. Oh, yeah. Here's Grandma's little grandson in trouble again. A villager's problem grandson is in trouble again after he was caught with drugs. John David Newell, 27, who resides at 1701 Hilton Head Boulevard on the historic side of the Villages, was arrested after a vehicle in which he was traveling as a passenger was stopped Sunday night in Summerfield. During the traffic stop, Newell was found to be in possession of fentanyl, a used syringe, and burnt tinfoil, according to the Rush Report of the Marion County Sheriff's Office. And record check revealed that Newell is on felony probation through 2028 following his sentencing in April. Newell was placed on probation after he was involved in an altercation January 12th with his girlfriend in a back bedroom at his home in the Villages when his 74-year-old grandmother attempted to intervene, according to the arrest report. Newell began yelling obscenities at his grandmother. He saw her holding a cell phone and demanded to know who she was calling. When she did not immediately answer, Newell advanced toward her in a hostile manner, grabbed her right arm, and began twisting it behind her in an effort to take away her phone, the report said. He struck her in the back of the head with a closed fist. Prior to the arrival of law enforcement, Newell and his girlfriend fled the residence. Grandma, what's the matter with you? Throw him out. It's your house. Throw him out. When police arrived, the grandmother told officers that she is in constant fear of the return of her grandson, who has 4 previous battery arrests. So she feels like a prisoner in her own home. She said her grandson uses street narcotics, which fuels his violence and menacing behavior. That's not your problem, Grandma. That's his problem. Throw him out. Enjoy the rest of your life. You don't need this. When Newell was found by police, he was in possession of drug paraphernalia. Newell has a long history of arrests in
Florida's friendliest hometown.
Yeah, I'm not going to read all that. You guys know all about it. He threatened his mother of his child with a butcher knife. He tore up our gates up there. I don't know. He tried to steal a golf cart. This is a druggie for you. Druggies do this kind of stuff. I don't know why people deal with it. A new Portillo's in the Villages will be unlike any other in the popular chain of restaurants. The new restaurant near the Villages Charter School campus in Middleton will feature a new, smaller dine-in only format. It will have indoor-outdoor seating as well as retail grab-and-go area and Portillo's pickup shelves, all in approximately 4,300 square feet. There will be no drive-through, which has become a Portillo's staple. The new Portillo's will feature the restaurant's chain's Chicago-style hot dogs, famous Italian beef sandwiches, char-grilled burgers, and Portillo's famous chocolate cake. Let me repeat that because somebody said that Portillo's did not sell hamburgers. Let me repeat it. The new Portillo's will feature the restaurant chain's Chicago-style hot dogs, famous Italian beef sandwiches, char-grilled burgers, and Portillo's famous chocolate cake. Progress on a new Portillo's restaurant located at 2283 Randy McDaniel Way has been incredibly fast since the signing of the lease to the Villages was announced earlier this year. A suspected burglar was nabbed after rifling through golf carts at Sawgrass Grove in the Villages. Officials were initially alerted at about 4:30 p.m. Wednesday that a man was removing items from a bar table, according to the arrest report from Wildwood Police Department. A witness directed an officer to the golf cart parking area where the same man had been seen looking into golf carts. They located 36-year-old Brittane Paul Hutchison, who lives with his parents in the village of DeLuna. Officers concluded that Hutchison had stolen a Rigid brand fan from a golf cart. He tried to hide it in nearby bushes. He was taken into custody and placed into a squad car for transport to the Sumter County Detention Center. After Hutchison had been removed from the squad car, the officer found 6 golf balls, which had apparently been stolen from one of the golf carts at Sawgrass Grove. Hutchison tried to hide the golf balls in the back seat of the squad car. He is facing charges of burglary, theft, tampering with evidence. He was booked to jail on $30,000 bond. A $30,000 bond for stealing golf balls. Good one, dude. Good. That's good thinking. Well, how many holes in ones of golf did we get this week? Well, it looks like 1. Tracy Newman of the village of Pennycamp got a hole-in-one this past Wednesday at Hacienda Hills Championship Golf Course. She was playing on the Lakes course when she scored the lucky ace at hole number 3 using a 9-iron. Well, congratulations on your hole-in-one, Tracy. Let's go to the ever-popular letters to the editor. To the editor, I would like to have age restrictions enforced. I lived in District 12 and appreciate the quiet in my neighborhood. I have no children and that come to the pool, and those who are not 30 are asked to leave the pool. Please keep the age restrictions in place. That's sent in by Linda McNabb from the village of Finney. Thank you, Linda. To the editor. If it wasn't for the gates to stop or slow down traffic, golf carts would not be able to cross the roads or streets. This is a golf cart community. That is why I moved here. I can get to anything I want to by golf cart. There are many times my car sits for 2 weeks and never gets started. And if you hate golf carts, you moved to the wrong place. Most of my friends have 2 carts, a his and a hers. Just saying, this is a golf cart community. Cars need to slow down and relax. We are retired. That's sent in by Brad Most from the village of Liberty Park. I agree with you. But you realize they're public streets. A lot of these people, they don't live here. They hate you. They hate the villages, and they hate people in the villages. You have ruined what they consider to be old Florida. To the editor, I love the villages. The main reason I relocated was because of the age restrictions for children living in the households. We were told, as well as many others, children were not allowed to live in this retirement community. That's not true. That has never been true. There's family areas in all of the villages. There's like 4 or 5 of them. The exception was anyone under 19 could be here 30 days. That's also not true. That's not the exception at all. That's the rule. The exception are children that have either mental or physical handicaps, and they have to stay with their parents to be taken care of. Those are the exceptions. First of all, I cannot believe that a 20 to 50-year-old adult can live at home with mommy and daddy. Well, they can. Should they? No, but they can. Do people really think you could move to a retirement community and raise your children? Just look at the crime and the drugs in the villages. How many of these are created by residents 55 years old or older? I would love to see the statistics on all crimes committed by residents over 55 and freeloading children and grandchildren taking up occupancy
in Florida's friendliest hometown.
Have people forgotten that life began at 40 for most of us? Because your kids were grown up and gone. If you feel your children are not ready to grow up and own a home, buy elsewhere. That's sent in by Tom Snyder from the village of DeSoto. Tom, I can't disagree with what you say. You are direct to the point, and that's me. I like just getting right to the point, whether you like it or not. And I feel that way too. A lot of these parents here are nothing but enablers. Grandma right up there at the historical area. She's got this drug addict grandson. She knows is a drug addict. She says she knows. And he threatens her. He hits her. And yet grandma keeps allowing him back in the house. She won't file charges on him. She's an enabler. He's just going to get worse and worse and worse until they find him dead sometime. And most of these other parents here, that's what they are. They're enablers, but they won't admit it. Someday, though, they'll learn. Okay, I think that's going to be the news for this week. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming and watching. If there's anything about the news you'd like for me to add, or maybe even just take away, leave it in the comments below or just email me at g1rump2y@gmail.com. Address is in the description box below. You can do it that way too. And I'll take it upon consideration. I'll read them and we'll see what we come up with. But with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to make it quick. I got things I got to get done. And I'm just simply going to say, if you're not a Patreon member, I know you get tired of hearing it. I know it gets old, but it's the only thing that we do, that we ask to help support the channel, to keep the channel growing. I offer a lot to my Patreon members. You'll get your Discord link. While we're talking, anybody out there on my Patreon page that's watching this, because Patreon will get this first, and they'll get it commercial free. If you need another Discord link, if yours is expired or you're new and I haven't got to you yet, send me something that says, hey, I need another Discord link, and I'll try to get them out there right away, because I know I'm behind. So let me know if you need another Discord link. I am more than glad to send you another one. But let me just say, just from what I'm hearing from people, go download the Discord app first. They tell me that when you sign on to Discord, once you get the link, it makes it easier. That's all I know. Can I prove it? No. But I'm just telling you to do it. So with that being said, I'm going to get out of here and say take care, be well, be safe, be aware, and always remember,
don't leave that key in that golf cart.
This week's news is brought to you by my YouTube and Patreon members.